The next thing I knew, I was cold, wet, and up to my waist in salty water. If I make it out of this alive, I promise I'm never going sailing again. 5 years later, I was staring at the compass and making my way from Miami to the Bahamas. So what was wrong with that piece of story? How could we improve it? For one thing, it isn't one story. The second part takes place 5 years later, but everything's all rolled together into a single narrative. Let's try using a pause to break it up. The next thing I knew, I was cold, wet, and up to my waist in salty water. If I make it out of this alive, I swear I'm never going sailing again. 5 years later, I was staring at the compass and making my way from Miami to the Bahamas. How did that feel? You came in at the climax of a pretty intense story. Then I paused and brought the dynamics down to let you know I was moving on to the next section of the speech. That pause also gave you a moment to visualize the scary moment. Sometimes the real impact lies in the echo of the words and not in the words themselves. After the pause, I came back in with my calm narrator's voice, and I added a note of humor because in the story, I broke my promise to myself. A little like breaking a New Year's resolution. That humor changes the tone and also lets you know I've moved on from the dark to a lighter part of the story. A pause will give your audience a moment to visualize and remember what you've just shared. Leave some space. Hit the reset button on your dynamics. Oh, and one more purpose for the pause. The pause will give you a moment to gauge your audience's reaction. Stop talking and read their faces. They'll feel listened to and appreciate you more. When you write your next speech, break it into sections. Where does the introduction end? How many stories will you tell? Where does the conclusion begin? Tune your audience into each transition with a pause and a dynamic reset. You'll be amazed at the level of engagement you'll achieve by saying,